I want to respond to a question about motivation and basically around that internal motivation. From one perspective, it's around parents and caregivers when you're the ones who are trying to get your kids to sit in front of the computer and to actually complete assignments that teachers are handing out and participating in a group lesson. And the second is from the perspective as a teacher, how do I get the kids motivated to actually show up, turn the camera on, and complete the lesson? So it's twofold. And if you're a parent and a teacher living in the same house during virtual learning, you know this is just an incredible task that you're dealing with right now. So I thought about this in regards to self-regulation. I talk a lot about self-regulation when it comes to behavior. And I thought, well, let's try to apply this here. So here's the idea. It's about 3 different steps I want to talk about right now. The first one is about the goal setting piece, is really setting a goal for yourself and teaching kids how to do that in the short term. And I really do mean short term. So no matter how old you are, whether it's kindergarten or high school, everything seems overwhelming. I've got 5 assignments to do. I've got to be in front of this, Zoom meeting for 20 minutes or whatever virtual platform you're using, whether it be Google Classroom, Zoom, or whatever you're using. And I've got to really sustain that, and I don't want to. So the first thing we have to talk to kids about is like how to set that short-term goal by just saying, hey, listen, I get on the camera, I get on my meeting, and I say to the kids, we're going to be here for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And so let's really think about what that looks like and what we're going to do and how we're going to, the expectation for that. Same thing as a parent. Listen, you've got 5 assignments. Right now, let's take this one assignment, and let's just put it here. And I'm going to take the other 4, and I'm going to just set them over here. I mean, literally across the room, if you will. And just be able to teach our kids, your goal right now, at this moment in time, is to focus just on this, is to just get this done. That's it. Let's just clear our minds, do a little exercise in clearing your mind, and that becomes the goal for that moment. Sometimes when we set our goals a little bit too high, like we've got all this to do, it makes the internal motivation factor slip even further and further away, regardless of whether it's something that we want to do as a parent around school or as a teacher around school. Now that we've set our goal for that moment, we've got to be able to identify what's hard for me. So teaching our kids what's hard for you as an individual. Now we know some kids have learning disabilities and other challenges that they've had in school, and those don't go away. So we have to teach them about themselves. So don't say, don't worry, you have a learning disability, so it's going to be hard for you. What I want you to think about is, say, what's going to be hard for you is to really pay attention without looking at the cat playing at the curtain across the room. What's going to be hard for you is this subject is difficult, and when things are difficult, it's hard to pay attention. What's going to be hard for you is that you don't like to write. What's going to be hard for you is whatever. Organization, staying on track. Once you can identify that and say it out loud, yeah, this is hard for me. This is where I struggle. This is difficult. But it's okay, because once you identify it, now you start to brainstorm, what am I going to do and how am I going to do it to really focus on overcoming the challenge part for me, all right? So attention's hard for me, distraction's hard for me. This assignment I know is hard because it's something I don't like to do, and I'd rather be doing something else. How am I going to sustain that? And we really focus on, okay, let's have some fun with this, you guys. Let's talk about how you're going to do it. What are you going to do? Are you going to pinch yourself? Are you going to sit on your hands? Are you going to go, blah, blah, blah? What are you going to do? How are you going to pull yourself back together to really work on the thing that makes it difficult for you to complete the task or the feeling or whatever it might be? Because the task probably isn't as difficult as we make it. It's just we haven't really identified with what makes it hard for us to get to it. So once we identify that, we start to brainstorm some ways to work ourselves through it. And the more successful we are in working ourselves through it, the more we will take on the task the next time, be a little bit more internally motivated. Okay, we set our goal, and we've identified what's hard for us and how we might get past those obstacles. And the third part now is going to be that self-reflection. Super important. I love to sit down and say, okay, let's evaluate, if you will, how'd it go for you? Did sitting on your hands work? Did going work for you? Whatever it is. Did you get up and take a walk around the room? Did you get a glass of water? What worked for you? Or did you use self-talk techniques that said, you're drifting, or I don't like to write, and pulled yourself back and said, that's right, you don't like to write, but you can do this. Did you use encouraging self-talk? Whatever you decided to put together to give the child a little more control over their own internal motivation, have them self-evaluate that. And I love to do this with self-reflection with all of my students and teachers to say, okay, what worked, what didn't work? Well, this didn't work, so I'm going to stick with the breathing technique, or I'm going to stick with the saying to myself, you are looking at the cat right now. You're looking at the cat. I am looking at the cat right now. So that should trigger me to come over here and look at the screen. So again, set that goal. Don't make it a big goal, all right? Really squish in your goals, all right? Things are too overwhelming right now at best. What are some of the things that are going to hold you back that you know about yourself? And have that discussion and brainstorm some things that you're going to focus on to try to work on. And the third, be able to evaluate and say, so how did it work for me? So these are kind of a few steps that we might be able to, or we should be able to put into place for our kids at home from a parent perspective as well as a teacher perspective. Now, I want to just give you a quick example of how this is going to look for me in the very near future. I have a closet that's overwhelmingly a mess. I mean, really a mess. There are shoes piled there that my little feet can't wear anymore. I don't even know why I have them, but it's a mess. And it's like everything is crunched in there. There's things on shelves. There's a bureau in there. It's just, you can picture it in your mind. It's like the garage, all right? Everything just ends up in the garage or the attic or the basement. And at some point you got to clean it, or you think you should. But every time you walk by it, you go, oh, that's just too much for me to deal with right now. See what I'm talking about? Same thing. I got to go into that closet now, and I got to set a little goal for myself. Today's goal might be the shoes, and tomorrow's might be the sweaters. But if I think I'm going to clean that whole closet, I'm done. I'm out of there. I'm going to set a short goal for myself, and as I accomplish those short goals and I get the shoes done, I might move on to the sweaters on the same day. But see, if I look at it as a big project and what I'd like it to look like in the end, I'm not going to be internally motivated. And I'm going to say to myself, you know what? You don't want to do this. You hate to do this. You'd rather just put everything in a bag and make it disappear and start over. Yep, that's going to be a problem for me. So now that I know that, I can push through and power through. And then I can go back later and say, how'd I do? How'd it look? Well, it took me longer than I expected to. I threw away things I shouldn't have. Whatever it is, it's still one of those projects that I've got to internally motivate myself to get to. So think of your own examples and work through them. So let me know what you think, and you can, the comments below here on YouTube. Also, don't forget my Facebook page, Changing the Worst Classroom Behavior. I really encourage you to get on there, ask a question, post something. Just say, hey, listen, I got this thing I'm thinking about. You got any ideas, Polly? It's really helpful for me because I want to make sure that I can help you as much as possible. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. I speak and consult on school behavior, and I love to help districts solve some of these problems. See you next time.